Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning volatility report. It is I, Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, welcoming you to what kind of looks like rally. Let's just call it Rally Friday after kind of a strange week. We had the FOMC meeting. Really didn't do much for us yesterday. On Wednesday, stocks were weak yesterday, rallied back huge. And today we're actually being led by, I would say we're just being led by financial earnings. Goldman's up a bunch, but their earnings aren't until next week. But really, JPM, I think, gave everybody a pleasant surprise. It is trading near, I believe, the top of the range, the recent range for this year. So it looks like, actually, it might be making a high for, it is. It's trading at a high now for 20, or near a high for 2016. So banks aren't making a ton of money, but now that they're not being kind of regulated to death or whatever, maybe they still are, but they're just not paying as big of fines as they used to. So at least I would say these start becoming interesting. We have like time spread candidates. You could think about selling some put spreads in there, something along those lines, because it looks like, generally once they start with decent earnings, the bank earnings tend to kind of carry through. Investment banking was big for JPM, probably be the same for Goldman. Either way, banks are doing okay. That's good. Next, oil. I'm just looking at a couple of names. XLE up 25, almost trading $52 in the low, $53. It's up $18. A name that was for dead, Petrobras, was 3. Now it's trading a little closer to 11. Hasn't seen this level since really the beginning of the end. Kind of interesting signals. It was probably oversold. Obviously, it has huge assets, but huge debt. But you're starting to see more of these stocks like RIG. They still can't quite get off the basement. There's still some bargains in some of the kind of what I would say the kind of the edge of the exploration companies. Eventually, their backlog will start to be built up again. But this has been a short favorite for a while, and it's still trading pretty close to the bottom of the range. But it seems like there could be a little help. So what do we have? We are probably going to see more volatility. Let's just get to that. Every time a Fed chairman or a Fed governor says something, odd. The vol really hasn't recovered. We had this little kind of post-debate election panic. Then we had the Fed doesn't know what they're going to do again sort of panic. And we've come off a little bit on vol. I would just say at 15 VIX, it's probably pretty fair. But again, if earnings are decent, then you're probably going to see that number go lower. That's the only way I can describe it. You're going to see a lower vol number, but I still think the range is going to oscillate, between 13.5 maybe tops low, and then on any, let's just call it on any given spike or strangeness, but I don't think the 12 handle, I don't think we're going to see before the election. Those days are kind of over, at least in the short term. As earnings come out, we have a lot of technology earnings next week, and I think that could help. That's possible to help propel stocks a little bit. But for right now, vol is in, and where financials are okay. Oil is back to 50, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of the producing companies, I mean, just take a look at Exxon. You're looking at this, and it's nowhere near the when everybody was kind of getting giddy in the 60s. But I mean, you think about it, Exxon is it is still holding. I would say the opportunities in it are probably gone for easy money, but it is holding up relatively well. So looking at this, I still think XOP is probably the easiest way to play this. It's the one that still has the farthest to go. So looking at put diagonals, things like that. So oil kind of stabilizing, financials kind of stabilizing. The real growth is probably coming from technology. Just gold and treasuries seem to be in no man's land until we have some sort of rate decision. So just expect a little bit of back and forth in those. With the exception being some higher volatility in the miners. And with that, I wish I had something more interesting to say for vol, except I think we're back just to kind of the slow decay grind. And, given some strange election snippet, we probably won't see a jump in vol. But again, wouldn't be surprised if we kind of held positive all day long and vol just slowly got to right around 15 or just below. All right, everybody. Have a good day, and I will talk to you later.